view on the Edelweiss Greater China Equity Offshore Fund. Now, I picked this because, Mohit, as we know, this is a fund that has done really well, the Greater China Equity Offshore Fund. I think in the last 1 year, it's given some 30% plus returns. But what now? What is your view on it? Because it does have exposure to a lot of Chinese companies, a lot of companies in that market. What's your view here?
I think part number one, if you're having an international exposure, just try and curtail it to around 10 to 15% of your portfolio, at best 20%, right? So you should be very clear once you're framing a portfolio, an overall mutual fund portfolio, your international allocation should not cross that unless you have a very strong justification or reason to cross that limit. Now, within that zone, what are the good areas to be in? Perhaps my first pick in that zone will be to go for a US Nasdaq ETF or a Nasdaq fund or a US technology fund, or something which is highly lopsided towards US, right? US continues to be the growth engine of the global economy. And if you're taking a 5-year, 10-year view, I would still go for US. Having said which, China have done well. And the biggest trigger out there is they've been able to contain COVID like no one else. Honestly, I think that's one economy which initiated the entire thing, but has completely been insulated from the vagaries of COVID. So I think the markets there are likely to do well. The economy is a growing economy. So if you really want to take a call, a punt on China, I think that's the only option which you have in the market currently. And if you really want to take that exposure up to 5%, I think it's a good fund to go for.
Okay, so you said the US, if not for this Greater China Fund, the other one you said was the US Nasdaq ETF, right?
Look, Sonia, there are many options which will give you exposure to US markets. My personal favorite is Motilal's US Nasdaq ETF because it's the lowest cost fund available, and you directly buy Nasdaq. It's like you buying the technology heavy index of US. If not, there is an S&P 500 index ETF also. And if you want an actively managed fund, then go for the Edelweiss US Technology Fund, which is run by JP Morgan. That's their offshore strategy. And it's done fantastically well. The fund is not very old. It's like 1.5 year old, but has done phenomenally well. I like the way they play that theme out.